Hey, I'm Rudi and I'm going to be a pharmacist. I'm Rudi, a dual doctor of pharmacy and master of public health student here in Atlanta, Georgia at Mercer University College of Pharmacy. I always knew I wanted to go into healthcare, but honestly, I was always torn between being a researcher and a provider. As I progressed through all of my STEM courses, all of my projects, all of the examples that made sense to me, always revolved around drugs and how this enantiomer did this and how this enantiomer did this. I loved it. My desire to have an impact on people's health really stemmed from my late grandmother's many health conditions. As a little 10-year-old, there wasn't much little Rudi could do to help my grandma, except for hugs and kisses. But I had an immense respect for everyone on her healthcare team. That included her pharmacists, her nurses, her doctor, mid-levels, everyone. The respect I had for them really sparked my interest in healthcare, which was later reinforced in 2014 when my father had a traumatic brain injury which resulted in disability. Going through this experience with my father, while only a freshman in college, really gave me a new outlook on things. While being 3 hours away in college, there wasn't much I can do aside from research. I researched the different tests being run, the different disease states he was diagnosed with, and how the heck a medication could control his chance of having a seizure? These rabbit holes all led me to the same place, which was pharmacy. Specifically, how are these drugs working on a human's body? While I love studying the human body, I even loved more knowing how this one chemical structure did this to the body and somehow resulted in not having a seizure. Fun fact, actually when I was leaving high school, I was actually pre-pharmacy. When I got to college, I kept my mind open because I figured I should probably learn about everything. I was very heavily involved in HOSA, and HOSA was mainly about learning everything that there is to do in healthcare. So we mainly focused on nursing and being a physician when I was in high school. When allied health profession topics came up in HOSA, we only talked about pharmacy very briefly, and it was mainly like, they're the drug experts, and we consult them, and you go to the pharmacy and pick up your meds. But no one told me that there were different routes in pharmacy, such as transplant, cardiology, neurology, HIV care, and more. And that got me so excited when I came back to pharmacy while in college. Following that non-traditional pharmacy route, I currently serve as a student pharmacist at an HIV clinic. I serve patients with HIV, AIDS, as well as those on PrEP and PEP. I absolutely love my job. Our clinic houses an in-house pharmacy where patients get to have a one-stop shop. So they go see their providers and then they come to me and I get to make sure that all their labs are done and everything so that they can receive their medication. Unfortunately, due to COVID, the doors to our pharmacy have actually been shut. So we've been providing curbside services, delivery options, and I still talk to my patients over the phone all the time. Let's just say that antiretroviral therapy, PrEP, and PEP, unfortunately are things that cannot be stopped even though the world is at a standstill right now. Being able to still serve my patients and provide such important therapies for them during a pandemic has been one of the greatest experiences of my entire life. Outside of the clinic, I also serve as a student inpatient pharmacist at a local hospital. My duties there include making IVs, refilling our automated dispensing systems, and taking care of each of our floors. This can be surgical, pre-op, post-op, the emergency room, mother-baby, labor and delivery, as well as our COVID floor at this time. You might be wondering why I work 2 jobs. Well, one is for experience. In the future, I would like to pursue a residency, and specifically in clinical pharmacy, meaning I need to have experience in a clinical setting such as our hospital. I would like to pursue a residency specifically in HIV pharmacotherapy or HIV care, and eventually become an AA-HIVP pharmacist. 2, working 2 jobs helps provide for my coffee and Chinese food addiction. While serving as a student pharmacist in such a non-traditional setting, I have learned a lot, and I've been inspired by my numerous patients and the lack of care they received prior to coming to my clinic. I'd like to do this by pursuing a PGY1 and then a PGY2 in infectious diseases with a specialization in HIV care. What inspires and motivates me, even at 3 a.m. when I'm crying over pharmacokinetics, are my patients in the future. Knowing that I'm making a difference as a student pharmacist on their healthcare team and will make a difference in their future as a pharmacist on their healthcare team drives me every single day. I hope in the future, as Dr. Rudi, PharmD, MPH, I make an impact in my community by serving in a 340B pharmacy like the one I serve in now. Overall, I like to be an advocate and an ally, specifically to knock down the barriers to treatment for those with HIV on PrEP or PEP. When I'm not in this white covering studying, I run a blog and a YouTube channel, specifically about my struggles through grad school, what it's like being a dual degree doctoral student, what it's like being a STEMinist, and just being a Black woman in medicine in general. And that's a little about me and why I chose healthcare and eventually why I decided I wanted to be a pharmacist. I'm super thankful for the opportunity to possibly be a FIGS icon, and I can't wait to update you guys on my journey when I'm finally Dr. Rudi, PharmD, MPH.